Hello everybody, back again with another review. Today's review is going to be over the DC Multiverse Batgirl Cassandra Cain. This is a gold label exclusive to Target, so the only place you can get it from is Target. Now, I did not pre-order this figure. I actually waited until the date it was supposed to be released, and then luckily Target.com had it up for sale, so therefore I got it. Now, yes, as you can already see, my box is beat up, even ripped to shreds here on the side, but it's what I have to work with. It's the first figure that really came dismantled, and it's sad that this figure's new, but also it didn't help that the fact this is the first time. Usually they ship them in boxes with some protection. This time, however, they just shipped it in a regular, it wasn't even a bubble mailer, it was just a regular, I don't know, just bag, I guess you can say, just a regular shipping bag. So that's why it came ripped to shreds. You would think they would care more and actually be considerate. But yeah, like I said, this is the first time out of a bunch of orders I've placed that this has happened. So hopefully this is the last time. And it's a good thing that I actually open up mine and don't leave them there on the shelf in the packaging, or else I would be super upset. But anyways, let's get into the actual packaging besides the beat up parts. Here is 12 plus, just like every other figure. You also have the 22 moving parts. And then moving on to the side, you're going to see Batgirl, Cassandra Cain from Batgirls. I don't know the specific comic story in general, but I know seems to be a fan favorite among many. I mainly got her because of the wired cape. I really like wired capes ever since I've seen the first and got the first figure, which was the Platinum Hong Kong Skydive Batman. So that's pretty much got me to grab this figure, but also because of the color scheme. But let's move on. I'll just explain that more later. But DC Multiverse there at the top. Then I think this is some nice artwork going on in the back. Yeah, I just really like that artwork in general. I think they did a great job, and it's a shame that mine was sent beat up because you can see a little rip there on the side. But yeah, moving on to the last side, I'll just do this real quick because I hate seeing that tear. DC Multiverse, Batgirl, Cassandra Cain. And for those who maybe decided to go in store to try to track her down, I kind of was over the hunt, so therefore I just decided to have it shipped and get it online. Here is the QR code. That being said, let's get into this figure. Starting off, the first thing you're going to get is the typical black display stand from McFarlane with just the 1 foot peg, the DC logo, and then just plain black. But yeah, nothing special. I've seen it time and time again. The next accessory you're going to get is just a gold batarang. As you can see, has that nice shimmer and shine to it, but that's pretty much about it. I would say that usually the scaling is way too big, still a little too big, or I guess more than a little too big, but I feel like it's a little smaller than most batarangs in general. The next accessory you're going to get is a grappling gun. So as you can see, yeah, I feel like it's a decent size, maybe just a little too oversized by maybe a few centimeters, but I feel like this is more realistic than many other accessories in terms of size, from what I've seen recently. But I think this is a cool inclusion in general, especially since they can't just do guns or anything of that means to make a grappling gun. They kind of have to do it that way, but it makes sense for the character, and I think it is a great fit. Next thing is the actual card. So as you can see, you're gonna get the same artwork that's on the back of the box here. Really like that. I feel like they actually zoomed it in to a point where everything's there, so nothing's being cut off. That's something I hate in the past, or for some figures where the artwork actually is cut off, and yeah, like the legs would be cut off, the arms would be cut off, something of that nature. But here it's all present, at least the main inclusions. And as you can see at the bottom, Batgirl Cassandra Cain from Batgirls. Then on the back, real name's Cassandra Cain. I'm just going to read up on her because I'm not familiar. Cassandra Cain debuted during the No Man's Land saga. She stalked earthquake-shattered Gotham City like a solitary, silent ghost, enforcing Batman's law as the fourth Batgirl. Upon officially joining the Batman family, her training was in reading, writing, and social interaction, not combat. When she learned the world's greatest killer, Lady Shiva Wooson, was her mother, Cassandra briefly led the League of Assassins before being legally adopted by Bruce Wayne. So there's just a little read up. I think that's pretty interesting, and I like that. And the reason you all are here is to see the actual figure. So starting off, you're going to get that nice face sculpt in general, just with the, I guess you can say, kind of stitching going on here. I think that's very, very nice and well done. Other than that, pretty much besides the stitching, it's just very regular, very simple. Just a plain black color. But I think that is cool. And then next detail is just here on the chest, the nice gold outline, which matches the source material and the bat logo. Instead of it being just straight up black, it actually is kind of a gray color, which also matches the source material. So it's cool to see that instead of it just being plain black, it is gray like it's supposed to be. And then here on the belt, it's more kind of, it's not like gold, it's more kind of like a brownish color. And then yeah, it's kind of like a bat here with the two ears. And moving on to the back, pretty much nothing there. See some reading and writing or letters there on the plastic here on the back, but good thing that's covered up, or else that would be kind of an eyesore. But yeah, other than that, you see the also legs, which kind of match, which actually do match Batgirl, kind of reused there, just plain black. And then you got the boots. I think these are cool looking boots too. The little, I guess, bat fins, whatever you want to call them, bat spikes, and then kind of some this detail for the actual I'm spacing on shoe parts and what the names are. But anyways, the heel part, you got that little detail going around, so that's pretty cool to see. But yeah, other than that, not much else going. Once again, you got the same arms, I think, from Batgirl. I don't have this Batgirl, at least I don't believe. Let me see here. Actually, no, I think I do. 3 Jokers, Batgirl, so kind of the same there. Nice as well, though, just seeing the little black bat there on the arms. Even though on the source material, looks like, can't really tell if it even has like that bat logo or a bat design in general. Let me look at it real quick. I don't think it does. I don't think it's really supposed to be there, but I guess at the end of the day, it is just black, so it's not going to be an eyesore. It just should be a regular glove instead of that. But yeah, other than that, I think it's pretty cool. But yeah, I think there's decent proportions going on in general. The legs are probably a little too long, but that seems to be just typical McFarlane, making the female legs super long compared to the body, and the arms being super skinny, but there is that. And then, like I mentioned, this is a wired cape, so this really helps with posing any type of way. You can bend the wire any direction you may please in order to get the right posing, and also saves on space. So therefore, instead of it being thick plastic and taking up more space on your shelving, you can actually pose it anyway, and or else it'll have that easy give to it, so therefore you don't have to worry about falling over. It'll be perfect, which makes me a fan because there's just so much more potential you can do with a wired cape. Enough rambling, let's get into the actual articulation. So starting off with the head, you're going to get a nice side to side, no issue, not super loose, which is good. Be able to get her to look up about this much, and when it comes down, get her to look down that much, which is pretty much all you need here. And when it comes to the arms, the articulation should be good because of just how skinny everything is. Perfect. no issue there, as you can see. Yeah, pretty good. And then when it comes to rotation, the cape may partially get in the way. Let me see if I can even do it. It's a little stiff on mine, so you may want to use the hot water and to actually allow it to move better. Okay, there we go. So you can see, you can move it around perfectly fine. Then you can already tell bicep cut since I accidentally moved it. Nice bicep cut going on. And when it comes to the elbow, perfect articulation, just like most figures. And since she has skinny arms, that helps even more. And then you got full wrist articulation going on here. And when it comes to actually going up and down, you have to go up about this much. And then going down about this much. Which at that point looks like she has a broken wrist, so you probably will not pose it that way. At least I would hope not. And when it comes to the upper torso, full articulation, geared to rotate all around. I'd say it's a little more on the loose end. It's not super tight. So hopefully that doesn't really come into play in the future and make her to the point where she rotates too easily and too freely, but there is that. And then, yeah, the hip swivel, here you go. And then rotate the hips as well. No issue. And when it comes to the splits, I would hope she can do the splits. Here you go. Maybe a little less than I thought. It's not completely like a straight line or anything of that nature, but yeah, I think that's all you need in terms of that. And when it comes to the actual knee, full bend here. And then when it comes to the actual leg and ankle, side to side, no issue here. Let me get this ball joint back into place, or pin, I guess you can say. But yeah, full rotation, side to side. You have to go up or back this much. And then whatever you want to call this, up, down, that much. And then toe articulation, no issue as per usual. Let me line up this ankle joint again. That's one thing I sometimes hate, is just how freely they can move. And then you got to put it back into place. There we go. That being said, though, as you can see, the articulation is pretty darn good. Like I said, it's a little loose up here. So hopefully that doesn't come into play in the future. But other than that, she has the articulation as you would expect for a skinny figure. But yeah, I think everything seems to be good so far. That being said, let me get into my final thoughts. What are my thoughts on Cassandra Cain Batgirl? Besides the reuse, as most McFarlane figures seem to suffer from nowadays, with just the boots in general from an existing character, and then how the bat design on the actual gloves, not at this point, can't really show it. Let me see if I can get it around here. Yep, nope, can't really show it, but anyways, I mentioned it before, should not be there, which is unfortunate because of the reuse, so that kind of sucks. But I guess considering it is black at the end of the day, you don't really notice it from afar unless you get up close and personal. And as I mentioned time and time again, I really love this wired cape. It just makes a bunch of potential opportunities when it comes to posing. It looks very nice on display as well. This may not be the best I can even get the cape, but it's just how I kind of prefer it in general. But I think it looks fantastic. And when it comes to the batarang, I said that it seemed like it was a little smaller than normal, still a little oversized. But after putting it in her hand, it is way oversized. So I take that comment back. And when it comes to the actual grappling gun, I actually think it is a perfect size compared to normal accessories that McFarlane usually provides. The fingers actually fit right there on the trigger, which is very nice. I did not really think about that when putting it in her hand, but it lines up perfect, so it looks normal in terms of use and how she's using it. So that's very, very cool. And they probably didn't really think of it. They might have just threw it in there, but I think it's a great choice. It looks fantastic. The face sculpt as well with the different stitching is accurate. Pretty cool. Even though it is simple, it matches the design, which is good to see. I do like this chest bat as well. It matches her design, but I just really like seeing that gold and dark gray combo. I think that is amazing. And when it comes to the belt, I think they did a pretty good job at the end of the day. So when it comes to my final thoughts, the price and everything considered, I say this is probably have to say a 9.2 out of 10, just because of the reuses. I'm going to deduct some points because of that. Sorry for the small stutter there. But yeah, I'm just deduct some points. Oh my gosh, every time I say deduct, I stutter. But yeah, going to deduct some points there. There you go, did not stutter. And just because of the oversized parts and accessories, aka just the batarang here, those are my only deductions. Other than that, I think the price is fantastic. I would pick it up if I were you. But until then, in the next review, I'll see you in the next one, and enjoy collecting. Peace.